In any sport, players will train in order to get better and better at it. They will be coached, and depending on the coach, they will teach the players a technique in a particular skill in that sport. As you can see in the image of Lionel Messi, he is using the same technique every time he is taking a free kick because that way suits him best and will create the most success for him. Coaches can assess these sporting performances by using a technical model. This will show how to create the perfect model of that skill. It can show the player what they may be doing wrong specifically. For example, when passing a rugby ball, there may be a visual step-by-step analysis that the coach might show the player. So with the pass, it would start with a grip, and then the body positioning, then the pass, and the actual catching of it. Examples of these websites may be in the national government body or Prezi. Another way for elite athletes showing people a technique for rugby pass, and people will inspire that technique and perhaps copy that elite athlete. Although people may have their own way of doing their skill that they have created themselves, as this could work as well. When looking at a technical model, it could show quantitative data, which will provide information of the quantity instead of the quality. Finally, there are 3 stages to a perfect skill. There is preparation, execution, recovery. So when passing the ball, the preparation would be to get a good grip on the ball and get good body position. Then the execution would be the actual throw of the ball, and the recovery would be going back into your position and be ready for the next passage of play. Therefore, technical models can massively improve someone's performance in their sport, and there are many ways of showing that through pictures or from elite athletes. When there are athletes not performing at the standard their coach wants them to be, the coach will figure out the techniques in what the performer is doing wrong, and they can do this in many ways. One way is through the performers getting videoed so they can reflect on their techniques that they may be doing wrong. So the performer can visually see themselves doing the performance, and the coach will be able to see it in order to try and improve it. Performers may think they are doing the right move, but when they look at themselves after on video, they may realise they are doing it wrong. So it gives them a real image of that performer, and they won't have to imagine it, what they look like when doing that move. If performers want to go into more detail with their performance and how they want to improve it, there are softwares. An example of a software is SlowPro. This website is where they can slow down performance to get more specific in what their performer may be doing wrong. This makes it easier to figure out the mistake and easier to fix it. So when in a very fast movement such as gymnastics, a performer may be running and doing flips and turns at a very fast pace. Therefore, they may use an app like SlowPro in order to slow down the performance and would see into more detail. Another software is Coach's Eye. This is more of a comparison website where performers may compare two different types of techniques and analyze them in that perfect compared to the perfect model, and they will try to match that model. There are loads of gadgets that will help them analyze that the performance that can really help, such as drawing on the images and putting angles on them to get the right angle that they may need for their analysis. And finally, there is visual analysis, which is mainly from the coach's perspective, or even parents if they are watching and they get to see the performance live and in third person, so they will have a slightly better idea whether the performance is doing the technique right or wrong. When shooting a basketball, there are many different techniques from different literatures, and there are many professional basketball players that might have their own way of shooting a basket. In games, there may be a lot more pressure and may need to shoot the ball quicker, therefore players will continuously learn the perfect way to shoot in order to get the ball in the hoop matches. So there are 3 stages to it, which is preparation, execution and recovery. In the preparation, literature says that to locate the rim as quickly as possible when you are in your shooting position, and just when you receive the ball, it gives you more time to look at the basket. You should always look at the target and do not follow the ball as it is in the air. This part of the preparation stage is eyes on target. Also in the preparation stage, there are some websites and videos, such as websites including Breakthrough Basketball and James Harding shooting YouTube videos, suggesting that you should point your toes forward towards the basketball hoop and bend your knees. These are helpful because it gives you that 0-degree angle where you've got to shoot at. Your feet should be shoulder width apart, and make sure you are good. Make sure you are good balance, because even trying the perfect shot off balance can cause you an error for you and your team. When preparing to release the ball, the grip is essential. It says you should place the air hole between the middle and index fingers, where your hand should be spread out and the ball should be laying on your finger pads. The YouTube video shot by Science Basketball said you shouldn't hold the basketball with your palm when about to shoot, where you hold it essentially with your fingers. Where they also say to spread out your fingers when holding the ball, as you have more control over it. Just before shooting, your non-shooting hand should be on the side of the ball, where you let that go before your shooting hand. In the execution, you have your elbow directly and comfortably under the ball, where the ball shouldn't go behind your head. When releasing, you would extend the wrist and elbow facing the basket. As the ball leaves your hand, it should create backspin, where your shooting hand should be straight, where your wrist may relax and look parallel to the rim. Your fingers should be seen at the top of the rim, where you should hold your position until the ball hits the rim. This gives you accuracy and power that you may need to make the shot. The recovery position may be to run back in your own half, and that pure flick of the wrist on your shooting hand, where your balance hand should stay the same. So you may have to go back and get prepared for the opposition attacking if the ball went in, or perhaps be ready for the ball to bounce back if it hits the rim or the backboard and doesn't go in. So many websites such as Breakthrough Basketball and many YouTube videos that may include basketball shooters in the NBA, where their techniques may be a bit different to others, where perhaps their arm length may be different or the way they grab the ball. As a result, there are obviously many ways to have the perfect shot, and it's all down to what works best for you.